A Grand Reunion, written by J.I.E. and told by Cedric Fang. Murdoch was still getting used to his new home. He frequently visited the forest when he wasn't pulling trains and becoming better friends with the dockyard crew. However, Murdoch was keeping a secret he, his driver, and firemen shared. Every day he would visit the siding in the forest to either talk or bring new parts to the secret. The secret in the siding was a locomotive safe from the elements inside an old, worn-down shed called Flora. Flora was a tram engine that had worked on Sodor many years ago. She had been abandoned in her shed when the line closed. After Murdoch discovered her, he had been taking parts to her to be repaired. After the parts were fitted, Murdoch would head back to the docks nearby. His driver and firemen always made sure to cover up Murdoch's tender with bushes so that passing trains wouldn't see him. It proved to be pointless, though, as many people had seen his orange paint behind the bushes. A rumor was going around about it, and it was making Murdoch nervous. So nervous, in fact, that he began about worrying more about being caught and less about the job at hand. This would cause many accidents, like crashing into some cars that an engine was shunting, taking trains to the wrong place, and even derailing at the back of the shed at night. At last, Harvey told Sir Topham Hatt about it.
Murdoch's acting a tad weird, sir. How so? Well, sir, it seems like he's not paying attention a lot of the time, which ends up with him hitting something. Oh dear, this isn't good. I'll talk to him tonight. You get on your way now, Harvey. Yes, sir.
Later that evening, just as Murdoch had left the forest and was heading to the docks, Sir Topham Hatt arrived. Murdoch reversed into his shed.
Murdoch, I need to talk to you. About what, sir? About your absent-minded behaviour I've been informed of. I'm not understanding what you mean, sir. Engines over the past week have been telling me about how you've not been paying attention and crashing into things. Is this true?
Murdoch decided to come clean.
Yes, sir, it's true. Let's get whatever is troubling you settled before more accidents occur. Do you promise that you won't tell anybody else? I promise. Right then. I've been in kind of a daze lately because of something I discovered. It's in Henry's forest. I took some log cars out of the siding and saw that it went back farther. When I came back later and went down the line, I saw an engine in a shed. Really? Yes, sir. I'll take you there now if you want me to. Yes, please do. I would like to see this for myself.
Topham climbed aboard, and off Murdoch went. When they arrived, Topham went over to the rusty siding. When he arrived at the shed, he gazed in surprise at what he saw. Flora was looking back at him, equally surprised, but not pleased. She was worried he was there to scrap her. After a long conversation between Topham, Murdoch, and Flora, it was decided that tomorrow, Flora would be officially restored at the steamworks. Until then, Topham needed sleep. The next day, Gordon departed Knapford with the express. He was going well until he reached Henry's forest. After going over the old rusty switch over and over, Murdoch had worn the rails down. When Gordon raced in, the rails buckled and he derailed, crashing into some trees. As passengers poured out of the coaches, some looked around for help. That's when they found Flora's shed.
Oi, what's that? Looks like an old house. No, it's an engine. That's weird, but we need to focus on getting help.
But the other two passengers weren't interested in that anymore. Instead, they sent pictures of Flora to their friends. Their friends continued passing the pictures around until the secret was out. Flora and her old shed, where she had been hidden for so long, were now all over the news headlines. No one cared about Gordon's accident now. They only cared about the creepy engine in the forest. Sir Topham Hatt saw these pictures as he was arriving at Knapford. He was horrified. Edward puffed in to collect his train.
Edward, could you please take me to Henry's forest immediately? It's an emergency. Of course, sir. On board.
Edward hurried there as fast as he could. Just as Edward arrived, it hit Topham that two major things had happened: Gordon's crash and Flora's discovery. He commanded the crowd to get out of the way and told Edward to get coaches to take the people to Vickerstown. To make matters worse, Murdoch arrived just then to take Flora to the steamworks.
Oh no. Major, go get cranes for Gordon. Yes, sir.
When all was said and done, Murdoch was finally able to sneak into the forest siding and get Flora to the works. When he got there, he saw that Victor was already helping to repair Gordon.
Hurry up, I've got express duties tomorrow.
Victor ignored him. Murdoch said goodbye to Flora, then headed back to the docks. About a month later, Flora arrived at Tidman's sheds. She looked splendid, completely repainted to what she had looked like before. Everyone cheered for the little old tramp rescued from the forest.